While the Rockets have been busy trying to integrate Russell Westbrook into Mike D'Antoni's offense, it is worth looking at the overall attack to see how they're planning on shifting the defense around to generate their two favorite shots, the three-pointer and the layup. While the lowest offensive rating rank they've had over the past 3 seasons was second, let's take a look at what they're running this year to see whether they'll maintain their usual lofty standards. The first thing that caught my eye is their use of double staggered pin downs on the weak side. With Harden using them, you can see how much gravity he has to pull the defense towards him. This does open up a lane, a shot right at the rim, but no bucket. This time it's Russ coming off, but it's on the right side of the floor, meaning he'd be attacking with his offhand. He turns it back into a pick and roll with the second screener and just about throws it away before getting the assist. Here's a triple pin down on the weak side after the initial wing entry pass. This gives Austin Rivers the whole floor to attack, collapse the defense, and find the shooter moving towards the corner. This time they run PJ Tucker off the double pin down and into a ball screen for Harden. This flows into another ball screen by Capella, who dives to the rim, leaving Harden to his familiar isolation dance on the wing and a decent look from 3. Another variation is setting the double pin down, then having the cutter slip the ball screen for Harden before Capella turns around to set a ball screen. This opened up wide open shots on the weak side, and it was a question of who Harden wanted to pass to for the shot. As Russ comes off the double pin down, he sets the ball screen for Harden. Then Capella sets the second one, and the Rockets' offense is off to the races as it never lets the defense get back in position, attacking each closeout until they found the wide open shot, which ends up not going in. Without Harden or Russ in the game, we got to see the familiar 21 action that D'Antoni made popular with his 7 seconds or less Phoenix Suns. The kick ahead to the wing gets a handoff back to the point guard and a flare cut to the top off the screen. This then flows to an inside ball screen, and as the defense scrambles to keep up, the ball finds the open man for the triple. Here's a cool wrinkle where the wing fakes the handoff, then passes back to the top. This triggers a back screen by the point guard, and if the lob for a layup isn't there, it flows into a dribble handoff and a nice move by Chris Clemens. They move the pistol action to the center of the court here, where Austin Rivers gets the handoff back, then a little weave action into the ball screen. This collapses the whole defense, and plenty of open threes present themselves, but too many fakes gets the old 3-second call every time. Here's a little Princeton offense relic on the high post entry into a split on the strong side. It's well contained by the defense, but Gerald Green takes advantage nonetheless. As a former triangle offense coach, whenever I see it run, I always perk up a little bit. A tip-off that it's triangle is when the guard passes to the wing and cuts in front of him on the way to the strong side corner. The shuffle cut to the opposite corner and then a pin down to the top are also staples of the automatics out of the triangle offense. This then turns into a back screen for the center, but the pass is off target and they can't convert the bucket. Here's the same action, but it's James Harden in the strong side corner. So the center won't reverse it. He'll dribble handoff back to the strong side. This allows Harden to turn into the middle with his strong hand dribble, suck the defense in, and generate a wide open wing three-pointer. Here's a cool set I hadn't really noticed them run before. They sprint Daniel House across the floor to set a screen for Harden at the wing. And then they have the big dribble handoff to him. Classic screen into handoff pistol action, and you can see how many choices he has for wide open shots before Austin Rivers gives it a ride. Here's that same action, but this time Russ brings it up and Harden is on the opposite wing. Harden's gravity sucks in 2 players, opening up the easy roll to the hoop by Capella for the smash. A great way to stop this play from working is to switch the initial screen and deny the handoff like Forbes does here. The offense stalls out quickly, getting a very recognizable James Harden multi-dribble ISO out top into a step-back three-pointer. And here's my favorite set I've seen. A pitch ahead by Harden to the wing, and this flows into a pitch right back to him. So he's attacking downhill and then gets a step-up screen on the catch. At this speed and Harden's skill, there's not much the defense can do. While the offense might still look a little clunky so far, it's only the preseason, and pretty soon we'll have real games to evaluate how they're doing. And the best way to truly get a sense of how they're executing their offense is by going to the game, which means you have to download the SeatGeek app now, and you'll get the best tickets for any sporting event, concert, or the theater. With just a few taps, you'll be able to see what seats are available, the prices are graded to let you know if you're getting a great deal, they've got seating charts and viewpoints from each seat, and best of all, if you use my code BBALL, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. So use the SeatGeek app, save $20 off your first purchase, and get great seats so you can see up close and personal just how Mike D'Antoni intends to get Westbrook some shots. Well, it was a bit of a shock to see the offense go into full-on isolation post-up mode. But it turns out it was a ruse to get a double screen for Draymond Green. It got him an opening, but instead of Russ flaring to the corner for proper spacing, he just walked out to the wing, allowing his man to help. The weak side defense steps over and takes the charge, forcing the turnover. They try a flare screen by Eric Gordon, which snaps back into a dribble pitch, and Russ uses the hop to knock down this open three-pointer. This time, they run Russ off that shuffle cut to the low block for another post-up. I do not like the spacing on the weak side here, and Russ struggles to make an accurate pass. Watch for plenty of drag screens for Russ as he dribbles the ball up to the wing, and Tucker lays some good wood on the defender, allowing Russ to do his thing against the big man for the fadeaway off the glass. This was the same play, but once they force a switch, Russ breaks it off to isolate, shooting the dreaded mid-range shot from the baseline, but drawing the foul and free throws. And on this opening play of the game, the Rockets run a quick weave out top to then space the floor and allow Russ to attack on the catch, which gets him to the hoop at least, but this finish is suboptimal. And finally, I looked through all the clips for evidence of how James Harden and Russell Westbrook are fitting in together. They're clearly going to try Russ as a traditional two-guard, spotting up as they run pick and roll for Harden out top. This was going to be more weave into ball screen, but Harden finds the opening after the pass from Russ to nail a long three. Here's a similar version where Russ pitches ahead then screens. Capella screens out top as well. Meanwhile, the weak side pin down is being set, and Harden throws this beauty on the money to get a decent shot from the corner. They invert the roles here. This time, Harden pitches ahead and screens, while Capella waits to set the inside ball screen, and Russ is able to draw the foul on the pull-up. The Rockets are clearly hoping they can get transition buckets as Harden finds Russ with a long up-court pass that gets Russ into his best situation, attacking downhill in the open court. So there you have it, sports fans. There is some evidence that the Rockets' offense can get Russ and Harden to coexist peacefully. But I'll also be willing to wager serious money that they'll rely a lot more on the individual brilliance of both players by way of isolations out top. And while I suspect during the regular season they'll score plenty of buckets, but something is gnawing at me with what I've seen so far. And I worry that ultimately, against the good teams and good defense, the shot quality generated won't be high enough to advance very deep in the playoffs.